It's not impossible, but what I tell people is to expect the worst and hope for the best.
You can train any dog, no matter the age, the breed, or the size.
You have to have realistic expectations.
So what is the best way to house train your dog? Well, to put myself in the mode, I figured I would act like a dog. So here I am. How do I get myself to not pee in the house? House training is one of the most important skills that you can teach your canine friend. People often ask me, is there a difference between shelter dogs or dogs bought from a pet store? Dogs that are bought from pet stores are usually from puppy mills, so they kind of fall one in the same category. And those dogs are going to be harder to house train. The simple fact is, by nature, animals learn instinctively not to potty where they sleep. And so, by having dogs in cages, such as puppy mills, where typically they're not cleaned, they're usually knee-deep in feces, cramped, you can have anywhere from 5 to 25 dogs in a single cage, those dogs are going to be harder to house train. And it's not impossible, but what I tell people is to expect the worst and hope for the best.
Okay, Bernie, you make a very good point. However, I really feel that you can train any dog, no matter the age, the breed, or the size, no matter if it comes from a shelter or a puppy mill. I think the key with house training a dog or a puppy is establishing a regular feeding schedule, and you also want to have kind of a den area for your dog. I've always found that works really well with my pups, is to kind of have a small area, a bathroom or a kitchen area that's designated for them, that they feel safe, they feel comfortable, and that they don't want to soil themselves in.
Chris, I agree with you. I like the tried and true method of house training dogs. And I do believe you can house train any dog, but you have to have realistic expectations. I like your idea about a den. That's also what crate training is about, a place where the animal feels safe and secure.
The new train of thought is positive reinforcement. The whole rubbing your nose in it is not a good thing. Some of the many training aids that are available for house training are belly bands, litter boxes, and potty pads. Now you're asking, what the heck is a belly band? Well, it kind of looks like, think of a scarf, a really, really short scarf with Velcro on each end, and you put a maxi pad in the middle of it, and you put that around his little man part. And that will contain him from peeing on anything.
Belly bands? I'm sorry, I just think they're pretty ridiculous. They have their place. They're really fine for an animal that's incontinent for medical reasons or a temporary help maybe. If an animal's marking though, most animals mark because they're unneutered. Get your pet neutered.
If a dog's not neutered, that dog's probably going to be a leg lifter. So, solution to that, not always 100%, but the majority-wise, is get your dog neutered. It's good for his health and for your household.
Well, ladies, I couldn't agree with you more. Spaying and neutering your dog is an absolute must. Bob Barker's been preaching it forever on Price is Right. You know, I honestly can't even believe it's still a problem here in the United States. That will be your first solution and will ease a lot of your frustration when you're trying to house train your dog.
So many animals end up at shelters and humane societies across the nation because they just simply were not house trained properly. And so, by remembering two simple things, a routine schedule and instant praise, you will be on your way to a harmonious relationship with your canine friend.